I know many of you are wondering what is Pi going to be listed for, and you've seen some $55 somewhere, $51 somewhere. Believe me, there is actually, these are high OUs, and I will explain that as well. And I will give you some three categories of predictions that have been predicted by experts. I believe everybody needs to listen to this video so that you will not actually, kill the goose that could lay the golden egg. So you need to know the trajectory that Pi is going to take, and you will not be regretting, because many people are regretting right now why didn't they hold their Bitcoin, why this kind of a thing. And many people's expectation is that when Pi lists is when the money is going to come in. But I'm going to be talking a lot about in this video. Should you keep on selling your Pi? Should you sell? Should you not sell? What's the expected listing price? So let's just dive into the video. So the first thing I want to debunk is that some of you have been seeing $51 on websites that, okay, this is it, but that is not the exact price of Pi. This is just IOU, Pi IOU, and it's an acronym for IOU. It's just as if, let me give a simple scenario. They say they are going to release a toy, and many people, oh, this toy is going to be good, this toy is going to be awesome. They are going to release it at this boutique. This boutique is going to be selling it. So some people like, okay, I don't want to miss out on this toy. Let me just go and buy a ticket. Let me go and buy the receipt for the toy. That, okay, I believe the toy is going to sell around this price, $20. Okay, write a receipt for me, but write do not yet collected. So they write the receipt for them. So when they eventually launch the toy, and the toy is available in the store, they will take the receipt and then claim the toy. So that is IOU. IOU is acronym for IOU. So it is not a real Pi. It is just a betting. It's a bet. Many people like to bet. It's a bet. It's not a real Pi. So now, having established this fact that it is not a real Pi, and many videos that I've seen, they are using this as a basis to say, okay, this is the price of Pi. No, that's not the price of Pi. Pi has not listed. The market capitalization as of now is 0. So now, let me now give some prediction, some expert prediction that they've actually listed, and I will now use it to compare other similar coin that we know that's actually doing well today, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Doge, and the likes. So there are different three categorization of the possible prediction for Pi listing. We have the low end prediction, which is that Pi is going to list between 0.01 to 0.10 US dollars. You may think this guy does not know what he's saying because you believe he's going to list for $10, he's going to list for $20, for $50. But believe me, that's not always the case. One thing that always determines the case is real world utility, the hype, and a lot of things that are also involved. But just let me take you through this step gradually, and you will understand me towards the end of the video. So this is the low end prediction, that's $0.01 to $0.10, and this is the low end. We also have the mid range prediction, which is from $0.10 to $1 US. We have the high end prediction, which is from $1 to $10. From $1 to $10. So these are three speculative scenarios that Pi could actually fit in when it's eventually listed. Now let's compare Pi with cryptocurrencies that listed, how much they listed. Cryptocurrencies that have real world utility, like Pi. Cryptocurrencies that have the hype, like Pi. Cryptocurrencies that have the support and fan base, like Pi. How much they list and the trajectory that they take. And this is very important for all of you that you are holding Pi, so that you will not actually sell your Pi anyhow. So now let me take you to the graph and you will see this for yourself. So this is Bitcoin that listed in 2015, and Bitcoin listed for $0.003. And sometimes when I look back at this, I still haven't been able to forgive myself that, wow, where was I? Bitcoin listed for $0.003 in 2015. And even as at then, there was actually a website where you just play games, solve some puzzle, and then they reward you with Bitcoins. Imagine. But now we miss that. But hopefully we won't miss it again. So now that's Bitcoin. But now Bitcoin is above 90,000 US dollars. But what makes Bitcoin? What is the similarity between Bitcoin and Pi? So now the few similarity that we have, we don't have much similarity between Bitcoin and Pi. And one thing that Bitcoin actually has is that Bitcoin is the number one, and it also has an underlying technology, which is the blockchain. But Pi does not really have much similarity with Bitcoin, even though it also has its own technology, which is the SCP, Stellar Consensus Protocol, but it's not as powerful as the Bitcoin. But now, Ethereum, listed in 2019, Ethereum is 0.300. It's listed 0.300 in 2019. But what actually made Ethereum to gain traction to be at $3,000 today was because of the smart contract. And the smart contract, many people actually adopt it. We have Microsoft using it because of the smart contract. We have JP Morgan Chase using it because of the smart contract. We also have Accenture using it because of the smart contract. So Ethereum is actually goes far. It has a real world utility. And now, what is now the real world utility of Pi? And the real world utility of Pi is actually the marketplace. Pi is trying to, if you go online even right now, you will see a lot of marketplace that only sells goods and services and receive goods and services in Pi. So you pay in Pi, you receive your good in Pi, you offer your services in Pi, and you pay in Pi as well. So this is the ecosystem that Pi is trying to create, and that's why you will see them that they are encouraging people to build application, maybe decentralized finance, maybe gaming on the Pi network, on the ecosystem, and bring them into the ecosystem. So Pi is actually trying to establish a system of the marketplace is taking preeminence in Pi, that people are using it as a form of e-commerce transaction, and maybe probably Amazon may adopt it very soon, maybe AliExpress may adopt it, and this will be a major adoption that will bring a lot of trust into the system. So the similarities between Ethereum and Pi is that they both have real world utility. Ethereum is for smart contract, and Pi is actually for the marketplace. And then we also have Solana. As you can see here, the Solana also listed around 2020, which listed at 0.220 US dollars. But right now, Solana is about 216 US dollars. And the major reason, the real world utility of Solana is that it actually helps people to perform transactions with great speed that people have not known before. So Solana has reward utility. So Pi also has reward utility on the marketplace. So you know that the success of Pi is going to be heavily dependent on the marketplace and the ecosystem behind it. And also something that is very, very similar as well to Pi, a coin that is similar to Pi is Dogecoin, which listed for 0.002 US dollars, but currently is about 0.37 US dollars. And that is hype, the hype behind Dogecoin. But there is something here, is that there can be a hype, but the hype needs to be sustained. And Doge hype is actually being sustained because there's one person behind Dogecoin when we mention Dogecoin, and that is Elon Musk. And even right now, Doge also increases because the U.S. government, the Donald Trump elects Elon Musk as the head of Department of Government Efficiency, acronym Doge. So many people, oh wow, Doge again. So Elon Musk has been associated with Doge in different capacities, and because of its progress, Doge is also progressing. So the hype is something very, very important, and there is hype behind Pi. But of course, do we have one person like Elon Musk who's going to be behind it, or who's going to come into play that's going to be a sustained personality behind the hype that will be driving it? So we have the hype behind it, we have the reward utility behind it, and we have already talked about the three major scenarios that people have predicted. But I believe the beauty of Pi is going to be on the long run. It actually has great visionary people behind it, because one of the things that will determine the success of a crypto project is the people behind it. And the people behind it are actually, you may have heard about Pi Fest, having a lot of engagement with people to build their applications on top of the network and the like. So it's actually built by people who have a great vision, and I believe it's going to keep expanding and expanding. But when it's listed, I'm not sure it's going to be listed as we are seeing it on the high OU. The high OU are just a betting platform. The price is actually going to take the three speculative scenario that I've listed, maybe the low range, the mid range, and then the high end. But you can be sure that the vision behind Pi, the real world utility, the marketplace, is what is going to drive Pi on the long run. And I will advise you to hold your Pi. You got it for nothing, and if you hold it and it becomes gold, you have patience with it, then you have gold. Just like Bitcoin, just like Ethereum, it requires great level of patience before this thing actually materialize. There are different stages, different challenges that Bitcoin has. There are times that Bitcoin has actually gone hundreds of dollars, and then like the Silk Road that I talked about, it's come back to 10 US dollars, and everybody are saying that is the end, that is the end. So you need to be patient with it. You just need to look at the real world utility, follow up on the real world utility rather than just the hype, and then that is what will give you a better and perfect insight if to sell or to hold. But Pi is a crypto that I believe has potential, and everybody believes it has the potential. So just hold, do not sell. But even if you have sell, be prepared to buy it back. I'm sure people that have sold it for $1, when it eventually lists, you may not actually have to add much to it before you buy it again. So that's all I want to share with you in this video, and I hope you've learned a lot. This is Opportunity News, where I talk about how to make money online, developing digital skills. I talk about finance and everything an entrepreneur needs to know, and hopefully see you in subsequent videos. This is Entrepreneur Hub.